54 straight wins against West Virginia opponents. It couldn't be in a better atmosphere here tonight to see if Logan can end that streak or Chapmanville can continue that streak. It's time now for the Logan Regional Medical Center keys to the game. Don't forget the key to your health care is with Logan Regional Medical Center, offering care for every stage of life from the women's center to pediatrics and primary care physicians. Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you. Chris, let's start with Chapmanville. Keys for Chapmanville to continue this large winning streak in West Virginia.
Well, I think you'll see Logan come out and try and pressure a little bit early on just to try and gauge what they can do against Phillip Mullins and Andrew Scholl, two of the best guards in the state of West Virginia. If that's not working, I'd say you'll see Logan drop out of that pretty quickly and try and drop back maybe into a zone to maybe try and protect things, because they're going to have some issues on the inside tonight against Obina. Again, 6'9" for Obina and Chile Killen. The tallest player on Logan's roster, 6'5", Mitchell Hayner. And then you got David Early at 6'4". But there's no way in this world I can see Logan wanting to put David Early on Obina because of the risk of fouls in this ball game. So it's going to be interesting to see how Logan elects to match up with Obina. I find it difficult to think that they're going to go man for man against Chapmanville in that respect, but if they do, they're going to have to be very physical in this game. So I look for Chapmanville to be able to control the ball, be able to work it down low to Obina early on and see if they can establish the low post. And then with Logan on the other end, you've got to find ways to free up David Early. I mean, the role players have got to get involved in this game, so Chapmanville can't just key on David Early. But I think early on it is important for David to get a few shots to go. That way he feels that confidence, that way he feels good about himself, but he's got to be able to get to the inside. Too often in these games against Logan or against Chapmanville, he's settled for that three-pointer, that long outside shot. I know Obina's on the inside whenever you get there, but Early's got to find ways to get to the free throw line and be able to establish himself down low before he can really get his outside game going. If he does that, I think that frees up Hayner from the outside, Noah Cook, Trey Brown, Garrett Williamson, Jaron Glick. I mean, Logan's got outside threats here on this team. It's just a matter of if they're able to establish the inside to be able to work to the outside later on.
Quick question. Last year, 2 regular season games, very low scoring for both clubs in those contests. Do you see another low scoring affair here tonight?
I think this one will be higher than it was last year. I mean, you had veterans on both sides last year, with Peter No and the likes of that and the Hatfield boys. So I think Logan knows that they definitely don't want to get into an up and down running game with Chapmanville, because Chapmanville can win either way. But I think you're going to see a higher scoring affair here tonight. I think you'll see this one in the higher 60s, just like we saw in the JV game in the high 70s.
Those are your Logan Regional Medical Center keys to the game. Don't forget, orthopedic issues make the key to your health care at Logan Regional Medical Center, where orthopedic surgeons can repair broken bones, hip and knee replacements, and more. All of this followed up by private inpatient rehabilitation rooms to give you the best care close to home. Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you. We're about a minute away from the introductions of the starting lineup, so we'll go ahead and do our part with that. Chapmanville, a familiar starting lineup for the Tigers. This is about the 4th or 5th time we have seen this group start a game together. Obviously, you're going to have the big three. Phillip Mullins, a 6'3" senior, gets the start at point guard. Andrew Scholl, the 6'1" senior, the other guard, point guard. They kind of share that role in this offense. Obina and Chile Killen, the man in the middle for the Tigers, 6'9" senior, the Marshall recruit. Should have a big game tonight, especially on the boards. The other two are freshmen that start for the Tigers. So you have a 6'1" freshman in Isaiah Smith, and then a 6'4" freshman in Brody Dalton. Chris, the Logan lineup, something we've seen here in the past before. You got to watch them against Logan, and man, this is a lineup that has been kind of Zach Green's bread and butter throughout the season, but a lot of young players in the bottom half.
Yeah, and I was going to say, if you heard all the booing, you can take a guess at who just came onto the floor a moment ago. But, yes, Chapmanville just entering, Logan waiting to get introduced. But, yeah, you see David Early, a 6'4" senior in the roster, and then Mitchell Hayner, a 6'5" junior. Then after that, or Noah Cook as well, a 6' senior. But then, just like Chapmanville, you've got a 6' sophomore in Jaron Glick, who hit 4 or 5 3-pointers against GW and had 16 points in that big win over the number 3 Patriots in AAA. So he can be a big threat. Then Garrett Williamson, a 6'1" freshman freshman. He's another one that was very big in middle school for them. Another player that was on that team that won the state tournament in baseball in Little League several years ago. So, again, winners on this Logan team all the way throughout. And now I think they're going to get one of their biggest tests of their lives here tonight. And Logan's going to have a great job of seeing where they're at and measure themselves here this evening against the two-time state champions.
Those are the starting lineups for you here tonight from Willie Acres Arena. These two rivals, again, didn't meet for a while there from about 2011 till 2017. Ever since Logan came back down to AA, you mentioned in the pregame, Chris, this has been a rivalry that has been dominated by the Tigers. But this is a young Logan team, as you mentioned, middle school championships. They know how to win. They know how to finish. It's going to be an interesting matchup between the two squads as the lights now go out here in the field house. And really, Chris, this is where all this lights show stuff started. And you still kind of get that little feeling inside Willie Acres Arena when the lights go out and they start to introduce the lineups.
Oh, I've got chills right now just looking around. I mean, you see all the lights that the Logan fans have here in the arena right now. I mean, this is just what high school basketball you hope it would be and what it was meant to be. And they do it as good as anyone, if not better than anyone, here at Logan High School with introductions. And this is what gets everyone amped up for the game. Even Chapmanville right now, looking over at them, Obina and the rest of them dancing around right now, ready to get going. I mean, this is what we've been looking forward to for about a month now since the schedule came out. And for this to be Logan's opening game of the season here at Willie Acres Arena, you could not ask for a better situation for this ball club or for the gate people at the gate getting this money tonight, baby. You know this is big. You know George Barker's salivating for a month from now.
Definitely is. And Chris, you bring up a great point. Logan has played 10 basketball games on the season. They've all been on the road.
Yeah.
They have either been at neutral sites on the road or somewhere else on the road. The first home game for the Wildcats tonight. Got to be a lot of emotions going through these young men's heads.
Yeah, and I think they're getting that feeling. They played here maybe a couple times in middle school, but never quite played with this much at stake. I mean, you come in number 5 in the state against Chapmanville, number 1. I mean, it doesn't get any higher than this for this young Logan ball club, and it'll be interesting to see where the nerves are at here in the early going for them. And I don't know if we got the national anthem or not. Chapmanville's coming out ready to jump it up, and I think they forgot we still got the anthem.
Generally, we hear the national anthem after the light show. Nationwide Insurance Agent Greg Dalton is a proud supporter of Logan Wildcat Athletics and Chapmanville Athletics and the community of Logan County. This is WVOW AM/FM radio in Logan. We're going to step aside for a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll have the tip between Logan and Chapmanville. You're listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball action right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
Kinzel Law Office is a local firm located at 36 Adams Street in Chapmanville. Rob Kinzel has been practicing law in Logan County for over 15 years and is dedicated to providing quality legal representation for personal injury, criminal defense, and family law for individuals and families throughout southern West Virginia. Call Kinzel Law Office today to set up your free consultation. Rob Kinzel, quality legal services close to home.
Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services, founded in 1975 by Riley Joe Evans, is a full-service funeral provider, and 2020 makes it 45 years of offering services that respect all faiths, personal preferences, and financial considerations. They're the only funeral home in Boone, Lincoln, and Logan with its own crematory. Contact Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services at 304-855-3232 or visit www.evans-funeral-home.com or like Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services on Facebook to see their updated obituary information.
For your next vehicle, shop Thornhill Mitsubishi. Value, confidence, fast and easy credit acceptance, and total support with our 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty on every new Mitsubishi. No matter what lies on the road ahead, Thornhill is here for you.
Peyton, what are we doing here?
Welcome to Peytonville. Nationwide helps protect everything you see in here, Brad. Every family, every business, even Mrs. Hoffman's dream of retiring to become a yoga instructor.
Oh, they have backstories.
Here, I got more to show you.
In the market for a newer pre-owned vehicle, Thornhill Auto Group is here for you. Shop any of our 4 locations, open 7 days a week, and home of the Thornhill 10120. Don't overpay. Let Thornhill save you more on your next purchase. Go Thornhill and enjoy the easy drive to.
Welcome back to Willie Acres Arena. James Barker, Chris Kidd with you. Terry Bucklew, our studio engineer for this evening's broadcast on WVOW. We thank you for watching on Video Productions wherever you may be, whether it be in the state of West Virginia or the rest of the United States or even across the world. The tip between the Tigers and the Wildcats is up, and the Tigers control Chapmanville in their road black uniforms, black numbers trimmed in white. As Mullins has it on the right wing, guarded by Glick. Dalton thought about a wide open 3 at the top of the key, now gives it off to Obina. Right wing, spins in the lane. Good steal from David Early. Read that play beautifully. And Noah Cook picks up the ball. Back to Early. Left wing, he'll drive inside. Head fakes, gets Obina up in the air. Goes up, no call. And a rebound tipped out to Scholl. Scholl up ahead with it. Guarded by Cook on the right side. Now to Mullins. Mullins wide open 3, top of the key. That one missed everything. And 2 possessions, not the way they wanted to start things here for Brad Napper's club.
Now, I like the way that Logan started that out again. Have Early come over and help, see if he can get the strip on Obina. If not, bail out at that point. And then Early attacked Obina right after that. Couldn't get the foul called, though, but I like the strategy.
Glick gives it off to Hayner. Baseline jumper for Mitchell Hayner. No good. Jaron Glick the rebound on the right block. Now Hayner will drive right baseline. Gets up. Reverse lay-in good for Mitchell Hayner. The first points on the board go to the Wildcats. They lead 2-0 here at the 7-minute mark in the first quarter.
And Hayner can go off in a hurry, James. Had 22 against Scott, 19 against Mann, and 16 against George Washington.
Man-to-man defense. It almost looks like a type of zone, triangle and 2 almost, for the Wildcats. That's what I'm seeing. So Mullins and Scholl are guarded in this triangle and 2. And then you have the rest of them playing zone defense. Scholl with it, top of the key. Now Obina with it. Back outside to Mullins, top of the key. Looks for Scholl off a screen. Scholl pull-up jumper about 18 feet away off the rim. No good. Rebound Early underneath.
I really like this defensive strategy by Zach Green early on.
Early with it. Good defense by the freshman Isaiah Smith. Now Cook with it on the left side. Back up top to Williamson. He'll run the point here on this play, guarded by Dalton. Some freshmen on freshman crimes here right now. Early, long 3, no good. Rebound Obina underneath.
And didn't get a bad look that time, that Early, curling off that screen, just a little bit short on the long jumper.
Scholl with it, thought about a pick and roll there with Obina, now gives it off to Mullins. Mullins drives right side, goes up and under, no good. Rebound tipped around, controlled by Williamson underneath. Officials letting a little contact go right now, Chris, as we'll now see Williamson bringing up the floor for the Wildcats.
And that was a good job by Glick coming from the weak side to get that block from behind.
Early off to Williamson, 3 on the way for the young pup, no good. Rebound to Dalton, and we've seen a lot of missed shots so far in this one. Maybe some nerves for both clubs. Obina pull-up jumper, it's short. Rebound Early. Pace is frantic, even though it's a 2-0 game. Early drives in, got a free lane and lays it in. And the Wildcats a quick 4-0 lead.
And again, Logan just packing the interior on Chapmanville, more or less daring them. If you're going to beat us, you're going to do it from the outside. We're not going to let you just pound it down on the low block all night long.
Mullins guarded by Glick. Now to Scholl on the screen curl, shot up and gets the roll, a friendly roll for Andrew Scholl, averaging close to 15 points per game. Gets Chapmanville on the board, 4-2. Skip pass from Early, up ahead to Cook, left side, gives it off to Hayner. Hayner pull-up jumper, no good, rebound underneath.
Yeah, he just got that up quick trying to get it over Obina, and that's what Obina does. He causes you to rush your shot and alter your shot.
Scholl drives in, off balance, fadeaway shot, front of the rim, no good. Early, almost got taken away and does. Mullins, a great steal off the rebound, and it's 4-4 now between the Cats and the Tigers.
And boy, has he been so big on the offensive end this year.
Tip pass as Mullins tips it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wildcats. And we look at the All-State replay here, Chris, as Mullins just took it away after Early had the rebound. Just a smart play by the senior that has had so many key minutes in this stretch run for the Tigers. 3 on the way, Noah Cook, it's good. Big shot for the senior Noah Cook. Gives Logan a 7-4 lead at the 4:15 mark here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and he had a horrible shooting night against them in the sectional final last year. Big shot for him to open things up.
Mullins rejected by Glick underneath. Scholl, pull-up jumper. That's going to be off the rim, no good. Rebound Glick. Glick will bring it up the floor. He's got Hayner on the left side. Hayner, pull-up jumper, 15 feet away, no good. Rebound, skied for and gotten by Brody Dalton. Now here come the Tigers back the other way. Scholl now will slow things down. Dalton with it, top of the key. Gives it off to Scholl. 3:40 to go here on the turning clock in the first quarter. Obina, long three on the way. Back iron, no good. Glick tried to get the rebound but slipped, and it goes all the way out toward half court with Isaiah Smith. Now Obina drives, shot up good. And that's the kind of shot that Obina probably should shoot more often, Chris, that little bunny in at about 7 or 8 feet that he just jumps over everybody and has an easy look.
And if he can get into that range tonight, I think he'll be okay as he knocks the ball out of bounds. It'll stay with Logan. But, you know, those deep jumpers, he's proven he can hit those, but you want to try and get more on the inside. Again, you see on video productions, the Kinsel Law Instant Replay, that little floater right about at 8 feet. Just a perfect range for Obina. But right now, if you're Logan, you have to like the way things have been going. But they've left some points on the floor here, James. They've been getting a lot of good looks, whereas Chapmanville's looks have been abysmal thus far. And, you know, you get Obina with a little floater. Mullins gets a steal in the layup. But really, there's not been a whole lot of openings from this Logan defense. Right now, Logan's got to be able to convert on some of these open looks to try and extend this lead and keep Chapmanville at bay.
Cook with it, right side, guarded by Obina, now outside to Early. Early guarded by the freshman Smith. Now gives it off to Hayner, top of the key. Hayner now back outside to Noah Cook, and Noah will try to reset. 3 minutes to go. Logan a 7-6 lead here in the first quarter. Hayner with it, right side, guarded by Mullins. He'll drive right baseline, trap there, splits it, goes up, lost the ball. Still with it underneath, now kicks it outside. Williamson, three on the way, it's good. Big shot for the young freshman, Chris, in a big spot. And this Logan crowd starting to believe in this club.
And there it was. We talked about them getting these good look. There was another open look, and this time Williamson able to get it down.
10-6, Logan leads. Mullins with it for the Tigers on the left side of the floor. Obina, three from the left corner. It's long, no good. And they're going to call their first foul of the game as Smith comes crashing in. As he'll pick up his first. You look at your all-state replay here, Chris. A three by Williamson, just a great shot and a good open look.
Yeah, and the Tigers that time just had three men surrounding on the baseline trying to come up with a steal and just left Williamson all alone on the left corner, and he was able to bury that shot. And Chapmanville is finding out quickly how much Logan can heat up from the outside as they hold a 4-point lead here. Again, things have gone the way the Wildcats have wanted to for the first 6 minutes.
Chase Berry into the game for the Tigers. Early spin move in the lane, up and good. David Early, a highlight lay-in there against a D1 defender in Obina Anachili Killen, and Logan has their largest lead of the game at 12-6. Mullins with it, gets a screen, now drives, good bounce pass to Berry, back outside to Smith, hesitates, thought about the baseline jumper, now back outside to Mullins on the left side, step back three on the way for Phillip is good. Phillip Mullins, 5 points for the Tigers now and cuts the lead in half, 12-9. Early back the other way, Glick, open three on the right side, back rim no good, rebound tipped and controlled by Mullins for the Tigers. Here comes Phillip back the other way. He'll drive in the lane. Little shot up off the glass, no good, but he's fouled by Glick. And we'll see our first foul shots of the game at 1:32 here in the first quarter.
Yeah, this has been a maddening pace here as we get a look at Phillip Mullins' three on video productions from Kinsel Law. And that has been an aspect of his game that has improved so much this year. Again, 22 points against Willing Park, 20 against Bluefield. He had 8 in the sectional final last year against Logan, but he's looked for his shot a lot more this year, and he has had games where he has just been lights out from the floor. Hit 5 threes in a game just about a week ago as he gets the first free throw to go. He has been not just a scorer, but he has been the main scorer in a lot of these games for Chapmanville thus far.
When you look at Phillip Mullins and his scoring average per game, it's a little bit lower than you would anticipate, but he does a lot of things against bigger teams.
Yes.
When they play against lesser competition, he tries to spread the ball around and create for his teammates, but against big-name opponents, you see him step up just like he is tonight, leading all scorers right now with 7 points as he makes both foul shots. It's a 12-11 lead. Hayner takes it coast to coast, and Mitchell Hayner picks up his 4th point of the game. It's a 14-11 lead now for the Wildcats.
And that's what we talked about with Logan attacking the rim in the pregame show, James. It's paying off here in the early going.
Scholl, pull-up jumper at the elbow, good. Andrew Scholl gets his 4th point. Back to a 1-point lead for Logan. 1:05 to go here in the first quarter of play. Early drives in, skip pass into the corner, as that one's going to get knocked out of bounds, as it will stay with the Wildcats. But a lot of Logan fans wanted a foul there on Obina as Early went in the air to make that pass into the corner.
Yeah, and Early then he kind of sidestepped in order to miss Obina. I think he thought he was going to get a charge call if he stood in on that, so Early avoided the contact.
Early long three from the left wing, no good. Rebound all the way out to Scholl. 2-on-2 with Preston Smith, who's checked into the game for the Tigers. Barry with it, now gives it off to Mullins. He'll get a screen. Phillip thought about it. Did he carry? Yeah, they're going to call offensive foul on Chase there. Yeah, it's a little bit of a moving screen there on Barry, and that'll be his first and Chapmanville's second team foul. And with 40 seconds left, Logan will have a possession and a 1-point lead.
And again, Barry's someone, who comes in, he's a screen setter, doesn't really look to score a lot, gets a lot of deep rebounds on the offense and defensive end, so he's a dirty worker whenever he gets in there, and right there just got called for the moving screen.
Early drives in, he got double, but they're going to go offensive foul there on David. So Early picks up his first with 28 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And a great play there by Preston Smith, the sophomore for the Tigers, just getting into Early's body and causing that offensive foul.
Yeah, kind of pinball effect to knock down Barry on the other end of that as well. So it was almost like being over at Plaza Lanes that time.
I think Brad Napper may want to hold for one shot here. We'll see. Chapmanville trails by one, under 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they get the ball to start the second quarter too, does Chapmanville.
12 seconds, Mullins with it, gives it off to Obina. 10 seconds, he drives in. Head faking her to call offensive foul on Obina. Back-to-back offensive fouls. Obina extended that arm, Chris, and that's going to get called every time, especially in a rivalry matchup.
Yeah, as soon as they blew the whistle, I just started shaking my head, yes, because you could see Obina's arm get out there like that, and the officials caught it pretty clearly. So one on Obina, one on Early with this quickening pace in the first.
So Obina checks out with 7 seconds to go. Early, 5 seconds at the timeline, drives it up the floor, behind the back, step back three from deep for David off the front of the rim, no good. A frantic pace here in the first quarter of play between these two rivals as Logan will take a 1-point lead into the second quarter. It's Logan 14, Chapmanville 13. You're listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball action right here on WVOW, West Virginia's premier sports station and video productions.
I'm Tanya Crubb, Director of Acute Inpatient Rehab, Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Wright, surgical podiatrist from Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you.
I'm Romel Mitchell, Executive Secretary, Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you.
Thank you for trusting your care at
Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you.
Kinzel Law Office is a local firm located at 36 Adams Street in Chapmanville. Rob Kinzel has been practicing law in Logan County for over 15 years and is dedicated to providing quality legal representation for personal injury, criminal defense, and family law for individuals and families throughout southern West Virginia. Call Kinzel Law Office today to set up your free consultation. Rob Kinzel, quality legal services close to home.
Back here at Willie Acres Arena, James Barker, Chris Kidd, Logan a 14-13 lead over Chapmanville as Logan will start with the basketball here in the second quarter of play. Early with it, top of the key. It's Carson Kirk now into the game for the Wildcats. Kirk with it, drives in, thought about the shot, skip pass in the corner. We'll see a drive in and a shot up by Aiden Martin is good. Martin gets the bucket to go. So Zach Green rolling with a couple subs here in this start of this second quarter, Chris, as we see Martin Kirk on the floor along with Cameron Hensley.
I think that's Aiden Slack, James. I think they changed his number at the last minute today. So, yeah, Slack, the freshman, getting that last bucket.
Jumper on the way for Scholl. Back rim no good as rebound tracked down by Williamson. Williamson up ahead with it. Williamson in the corner. Slack with it. Drives, pull-up jumper, 16 feet away. No good. Rebound underneath by Obina. And here come the Tigers back the other way, trailing by 3, Chris, and a common theme for Chapmanville after the first quarter of play, trailing this year.
Yeah, they've been very slow getting out of the gate. Trailed 8-0 to Bluefield, trailed by 12 against Miller, trailed by 9 against ISA.
Obina's 3, no good. Rebound out to Hensley near the top of the key. Early up ahead with it. David spins in the lane, lost it. A good strip steal there. Don't know if it was Mullins or Barry that got their hand on it, but it's a turnover for the Wildcats, and Chapmanville with a chance to tie this one up as they trail by 3. Scholl with it, skip pass to Barry, back outside to Scholl. He's on the right wing, drives to the elbow, now outside to Smith. Tough pass there. Smith able to finally corral it at the foul line, and he'll kick it back outside to Scholl. Just a frantic pace right now. Scholl finger roll, couldn't get the roll to go, and early with the rebound up ahead to Kirk. Kirk with it, pull up 3 on the way, back rim no good, actually off the glass and then off the back rim. And here come the Tigers. Lob to Obina, slams it home.
And you saw it coming from a mile away with Obina streaking up the left side, James. Him and Scholl just have radar on each other on those attempts.
Slack 3 back the other way, air balls. Obina with the rebound. And here come the Tigers with a little bit of momentum for the first time here tonight. Scholl with it, drives in, shot up, off the glass, no good. Rebound early underneath. And we continue this great pace of basketball here at Willie Acres Arena. Early, crossover, drives on Smith, step back jumper, 17 feet away, it's good.
And he knew he had the sophomore on him there, James Preston Smith, and he knew he had the size advantage, and he went to work on him and got a good open look on that step back jumper just outside the free throw line.
Big answer for Logan, that bucket there after the Obina slam. 18-15, Logan leads. Long 3 for Mullins is good. Phillip Mullins ties it up. Our first tie since the opening tip of this game, Chris.
And Mullins has got 10 points now, James, and a pair of three-pointers. He's been the big catalyst on offense for Chapmanville here tonight.
Drive, kick to Slack in the left corner. Slack curls, kicks it over Williamson. Jumper from the right side, no good. Rebound, Slack underneath, goes up over Obina. And a great play there by Aiden Slack. Picks up his 4th point here in the second quarter, and Logan retakes a 20-18 lead.
And that kid just such an athlete, James, again playing at running back, wide receiver, some quarterback in football season. He can do it all, and he's showing how well he's adjusted to basketball as well, and baseball's really a sport.
Mullins with it, elbow jumper from the right side, back rim no good, rebound outside to Slack. Slack gets it ahead to Early, beats everybody down the floor, lays it in. Early with his 8th point tonight, and Brad Napper wants a 30-second timeout as Logan takes a 22-18 lead with 4:15 to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and Early now with 8 points in this game, James, and that was a good job by Logan reaching and getting him out. There is now Scholl going back to the locker room at the moment. Again, not sure if it's okay. He was just getting rid of his undershirt, it appeared. I wasn't sure with that shoulder if maybe he was having another issue with it, but on our video productions instant replay, there you saw Early bumping up with Scholl as he went in, and that's what I was afraid of maybe at first, that maybe something had happened to his shoulder. It came out in the state championship game of all times last year, and that had happened several different times, but he was just getting rid of his undershirt to get a little bit more leverage. But that was a great job by Early. Once they got him to leak out and transition, he was able to free up, and Scholl did the smart thing, not fouling, as we look at the Obina dunk on our video productions instant replay. Again, the great pass by Scholl setting him up. But that was a great response by Logan. After the 3 by Mullins, you felt like Chapmanville, well, here they go. They've got the momentum. 4 quick points for the Wildcats. And Chapmanville, I don't believe they've led yet here tonight. And if they did, it was very briefly early on.
They have not. Chapmanville has not led here as we get close to the 4-minute mark here of the second quarter. Smith almost walked there as Mullins now has it on the right side. Slack guarding him. Mullins looking for somebody. Now finally gets to Scholl. Lob inside to Obina, try to go over to Hensley, and it goes off of Obina's hands, out of bounds, and it's another Tiger turnover. And we haven't seen Chapmanville have crisp offensive sets here tonight so far, Chris.
Yeah, and you get the length and the athleticism of Cameron Hensley there on Obina. Again, was able to stay in front of him, and that pass just not tall enough, and Hensley able to get his hands on it. Much like that in football season, great defender.
And Williamson dribbles it off his foot out of bounds. A tough turnover there for the Wildcats as Chapmanville gets the ball back. We've got Trey Brown on the floor right now for Logan, the young point guard for the Wildcats. So you got Slack and Brown on the floor. You have 3 other starters for Logan. Hensley on the floor too. So only 2 starters on the floor right now for Logan. Zach Green using his bench very liberally here in the first half of play. Mullins misses. Rebound to Hayner. Hayner got it poked from behind, but Hensley able to pick it up on the left side of the floor. Hensley kicks it in the corner. Slack with it. Drives. Got bumped. Kicks it back outside. Hayner 3 on the way. Back rim no good. And Brown able to track it down for the long rebound for the Wildcats.
Now Early's going to reset things, but Trey Brown, another one, James, that can hit from the outside if you leave him open.
Early, long three, no good. Rebound, Mullins able to corral it. 3:10 to go here in the first half of play. Logan a 4-point lead, 22-18. Mullins gets it to Obina. Pull-up jumper from about 11 feet away, and that's where Obina is so dangerous. Obina 6 points now on the night. Logan a 2-point lead, 22-20. Brown back to Early. Early. Bounce pass to Hayner. Hayner, they're going to call offense, yes. That was the extension of the arm again, Chris. We've seen called now 3 times here tonight as Hayner picks up his first.
Yeah, and Obina saw it and immediately went down as he saw that arm extended. Great job and great defensive play. Obina, one of, if not the best defensive player I've probably seen in high school basketball. And again, that's just me since I've been watching. I know everybody else has opinions, but he's just so smart on that end of the floor.
Smith with it. Now swings it across. Scholl, long three for Andrew Scholl. That's back rim, though, good. Good box out there by Hayner on Obina, able to get the rebound. He's trapped. Good defense from Dalton and Scholl here. Now gets it up ahead to Early. Early, right side, drives in. Little bit of a step. Now a shot from Early. Gets off the rim and good.
And it seems like some of the players slipping out here right now. I don't know if that's moisture or sweat or what, but Obina had a slip, gave Early a little opening, and he took it.
24-20. Inside to Early, back outside Dalton. Dalton to Scholl. Scholl outside Mullins. Wide open look for Phillip is good.
You can't leave him that open, James. He has been too hot tonight. He's been too hot all season. That's his third three of the half.
13 points for Phillip Mullins, the lead all scorers so far here tonight. Logan leads by 1, 24-23. Early somehow gets it to go. A left-hand layup over Obina. Early now with 12, 26-23. Mullins drives. He lost it on the way up, but he's fouled. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
I have no idea how Early got that around Obina, as we'll take a look at it here in our video productions instant replay. I mean, that is a block Obina gets 99 times out of 100, and Early just with so much athleticism able to pause with that ball in midair and adjust and alter his shot, and somehow manages to put it up so softly that it gets the friendly roll off the rim. Just what a shot by David Early.
You talk about a heck of a pace to this game, Chris, as Mullins misses the first foul shot attempt. This is only the third and fourth foul shot attempt we've had here tonight so far, and we're almost 96 seconds away from the end of the first half. This is about, aside from Brad Napper's 30-second timeout, this is about the only break we've had in action.
Yeah, I mean, only 14 fouls against Logan, only 3 against Chapmanville. I love the fact the officials are letting these two teams just go at it tonight.
And Mullins uncharacteristically misses 2 foul shots in a row. So Logan, 3-point lead and the basketball. Under 90 seconds to go. Cook back into the game. He has it on the left side, outside to Trey Brown. Brown, long three on the way, back rim, no good. Rebound tipped up. Cook controls it right side, and now Logan will reset.
And Logan really doing a good job hitting the offensive boards here in the second quarter, James.
Long three against Obina for Early is good. David Early stares the bench down. Big shot for the senior, and Logan takes its largest lead at 6. Hunter Jeffrey, Isaiah Smith, left corner, air ball, no good. Rebound right to Jeffrey. He gets swatted by Early. Under a minute to go, Logan a 6-point lead here in the field house. Early with it. Slack in a corner. Hayner drives baseline. Gets up and under, and a block called on Hunter Jeffrey, and Mitchell Hayner will go to the line to shoot 2.
And what a block by Early on the other end. Again, that ball went right into Hunter Jeffrey's hands and immediately was stuffed, and now you see Early going to work on Obina. Was able to rock Obina back just enough with that initial jab step to create that opening and able to launch that 3. Got a clean look off and buried it straight on.
Hayner at the line makes the first. And Chris, you know Obina right there, normally you would see him try to challenge that shot, but where he doesn't have any help back toward the rim, he kind of faded back because he felt like if he got beat off the dribble, it was going to be 2 points. So it's a tough play for Obina to guard Early out that far. Hayner misses. Rebound off of Slack's hands, and it will stay with Logan.
And that's a good call, James. That was deflected initially off of Logan, but then Slack kept fighting for it and was able to get Smith to touch it after he deflected it. Great job not giving up on the loose ball.
Early 3 off the inbound play is good. Oh, my goodness. David Early with the hot hand here in the first half for the Logan Wildcats. A 10-point lead for Logan. their largest of the game. 30 seconds to go here in the first half.
He's got 18, James, and 10 of those or 14 of those in this quarter.
Mullins drives in, shot up, no good. Rebound tipped around, controlled by Hayner. 20 seconds to go. See if Zach Green wants to hold for one shot here. You're going to get a block, on Smith. That's another foul on the Tigers. And for the first time in what feels like forever, Chris, the Tigers right now don't have an answer, not only on the offensive end, but the defensive end where they have prided themselves for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, right now Logan is just outplaying Chapmanville here in this first half, and right now Chapmanville, lucky it's probably not worse.
And a huge steal by Philip Mullins there off the inbounds, and it gives Early his second foul. That could be a huge play later on in this game.
And again, Mullins, those quick hands. That's his 4th steal here in the first half, James, and it comes at a very crucial time in order to get this as we take a look at it on our video productions instant replay. Again, Early just rocked it back towards the center, and Philip Mullins' hands so quick was able to get on it immediately and get that steal, and Early ended up fouling him right back after the fact. So that a huge stop in momentum for Logan at the end of this first half. Now, if Chapmanville can get a score off of this, they can take some solace going into halftime right now.
A 10-point lead for the Logan Wildcats. And I don't care how big of a diehard Logan fan you are, if you're listening, nobody had Logan leading by 10 at halftime.
No, and that's why we talked about it with people this week. A lot of people said that they felt like Chapmanville would win by 10, 15 points, whatever. You and I kept saying, this is going to be a good game. I've seen Logan several times this year. They impressed me each time I've watched them, either here or on television. And you know what? They came here, and this young group has shown that they're ready to contest the champions.
7 seconds. Scholl looks to get a double screen. Now drives the other way. Pull-up jumper at the elbow. No good. Rebound tipped around, and the buzzer will sound. Logan takes a huge 10-point lead into the locker room at halftime, 33-23. It's Logan leading Chapmanville at the break. Chris and I are going to step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll have some stats and some analysis for you on the halftime show. You're listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball action right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
Kinzel Law Office is a local firm located at 36 Adams Street in Chapmanville. Rob Kinzel has been practicing law in Logan County for over 15 years and is dedicated to providing quality legal representation for personal injury, criminal defense, and family law for individuals and families throughout southern West Virginia. Call Kinzel Law Office today to set up your free consultation. Rob Kinzel, quality legal services close to home.
Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services, founded in 1975 by Riley Joe Evans, is a full-service funeral provider, and 2020 makes it 45 years of offering services that respect all faiths, personal preferences, and financial considerations. They're the only funeral home in Boone, Lincoln, and Logan with its own crematory. Contact Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services at 304-855-3232 or visit www.evans-funeral-home.com or like Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services on Facebook to see their updated obituary information.
For your next vehicle, shop Thornhill Mitsubishi. Value, confidence, fast and easy credit acceptance, and total support with our 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty on every new Mitsubishi. No matter what lies on the road ahead, Thornhill is here for you.
Peyton, what are we doing here?
Welcome to Peytonville. Nationwide helps protect everything you see in here, Brad. Every family, every business, even Mrs. Hoffman's dream of retiring to become a yoga instructor.
Oh, they have backstories.
Here, I got more to show you.
In the market for a newer pre-owned vehicle, Thornhill Auto Group is here for you. Shop any of our 4 locations, open 7 days a week, and home of the Thornhill 10120. Don't overpay. Let Thornhill save you more on your next purchase. Go Thornhill and enjoy the easy drive to.
Welcome back here to Willie Acres Arena, Logan Memorial Fieldhouse. Logan, a 33-23 lead at halftime over the Chapmanville Tigers. Again, Chapmanville coming into this contest with a 54-game winning streak against opponents in West Virginia. Chris, David Early only with 6 points in the first quarter, but man, did he erupt there in the last 4 minutes of the second quarter in the first half to propel Logan to this 10-point lead heading into the locker room.
Yeah, those back-to-back threes were massive, James, and you know what? It was set up because of what we talked about in the pregame, that some of the other players are going to have to score. Again, they didn't have to have like 20-point games tonight, but the fact that Hayner has 5, Cook has 3, Williamson has 3, Slack has 4. Again, that's been enough to make Chapmanville have to honor these other shooters and these other players, because they've shown the ability to drive to the rim, they've shown the ability to pull up and hit from the outside, and Chapmanville can't really cheat on Early right now. And so Early has been able to get into one-on-one situations, whether it be to drive or step back and take jumpers, and he took advantage of it there in the second quarter, and that was a huge development. I mean, once it got tied at 18-18, you felt like, okay, here we go, Chapmanville's going to go on their run now. But after it got tied at 18, Logan outscored the Tigers 15-5 to close out the first half.
Chris, we mentioned right at the start of the second quarter, Chapmanville typically has started slow this season, but generally it's that second quarter where you start to see them take that run and then start to take over a game heading into the second half. That run never happened in the second quarter for the Tigers here so far. And you got to credit Zach Green's defensive game plan. They have been really stellar, not only defensively here tonight, but on the glass as well, where Chapmanville seems to have a perceived advantage.
I do. I absolutely love the way that Logan came out defensively. I mean, packing everything in, making Chapmanville not even take really threes. I mean, they were taking just tough mid to deep jumpers from inside the arc that were contested, and Chapmanville just hasn't really been able to solve or figure out what to do on the offensive end, because you and I talked about during the break, what open look do you really remember other than Mullins' 3 after the ball was loose and he was able to get free for a good look that time? But other than that, Logan has contested almost everything, whereas on the other end, Chapmanville's been scrambling a lot trying to get out the shooters, because Logan spaces the floor so well right now that Chapmanville just hasn't been able to recover oftentimes, because the focus is so big on Early. Once they collapse the defense on the inside, they're kicking it out for open looks. Now, they've missed several that could have made this lead a lot bigger for Logan, but you have to love the way that things are setting up right now if you're Zach Green and the Logan Wildcats. It's going to be very interesting to see how Chapmanville comes out and adjusts to this, because, like you said, normally we're used to seeing that run by Chapmanville. They fell behind by 9 to ISA Academy at home, came back and cut into it towards halftime before they went on their run and won the game late. Against Miller for Virginia, that went down by 12 in the first quarter before they cut into it and then made their run in the third quarter to where they got the lead and took the game away. Bluefield fell behind 8-0 early before they eventually went on their run. I mean, they've done this 4 or 5 times this year as Chapmanville, and so it'll be interesting to see if it happens again or if Logan's got the answer. The first 4 minutes of this third quarter, I think, are going to tell the tale as to whether Logan's going to be able to hang with Chapmanville, possibly even pull away, or if Chapmanville's going to go on that run like they customarily do and hit that switch like they can. So it is going to be fascinating to see what they do. And Logan already out of the locker room with still 4 minutes to go in the half. They must feel very confident about the way that things went there in the first 16 minutes.
And they're comfortable in their home gym right now. One thing you mentioned during the break, and we kind of talked about, Chris, when you looked at Chapmanville's scoring, 3 people. And it's the big 3. It's Obina, it's Phillip, and it's Scholl. They're the only scorers Chapmanville has so far in this game. For them to win this game, that has to change.
Yeah, and, that was one of the big keys coming into this. Whose youngsters were going to step up whenever they needed them? Well, right now, you got Williamson and Slack, the 2 freshmen, with 7 points between them. So the 2 freshmen on that end have held up their end of the bargain. Chapmanville really hasn't even got but a couple of shots off from some of their youngsters in this game, and Logan knows it. I mean, you can see it whenever some of them get the ball at the line right now or at 3-point line. Logan's just lagging off. They're basically daring some of these younger players of Chapmanville to take the shot. Anyone but Scholl, anyone but Obina, anyone but Phillip. And right now, they just either haven't been willing to take the shot, or the couple times they've missed the rim completely. So this is we talked about the jitters for the Logan youngsters. Talk about the jitters for the Chapmanville youngsters. I mean, they've been all over the country at Pittsburgh and other places playing, but they have not played in a crowd like this yet.
Not like this in the field out. This is a hostile crowd right now for the Chapmanville Tigers. And when you look at the other side of the aisle, the crowd for Chapmanville has had not much to cheer about, but they've won so many games in a row. They're so used to winning. Mm-hmm. It's almost that they're just waiting for the horse to lead the cart. You know what I mean? They are just waiting to erupt. but right now they're creating no momentum for their club on the road here, even though they've brought a sizable contingency here tonight to Willie Acres Arena.
Yeah, I was going to say almost half of this place is orange and black along with blue and gold. So, I'm like you, sometimes I don't want to say complacency because I don't believe that Brad Napper would allow that with his club. I mean, you know how intense he is and how tough he is with his kids. But, a lot of the travel Chapmanville's been doing, a lot of the playing out of state, a lot, the Willing Park trip one day up north, then going down to Bluefield the next day and playing, and then going to Pittsburgh over the weekend. I mean, eventually, you get a little jet lag, and I'm not trying to make an excuse for why it's a 10-point lead right now. Logan has prohibitively won the first half, but I do think sometimes that wear and tear in playing in a lot of those games does sometimes lead to a situation where you just aren't able to get up sometimes for certain games. Hard to believe you couldn't for this one. But you know what? It just happens sometimes. And Logan's come out with all the intensity. They've come out with all of the bearings of, we're going to break this streak. We're going to end this run for Chapmanville, not just against us, but against the state of West Virginia. And if Chapmanville doesn't match that intensity here in the second half, Logan's going to be able to pull this off, I think.
Chris and I will step aside for a 1-minute break. When we come back, we'll have the third quarter of play for you as Logan leads Chapmanville 33-23. You're listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services, founded in 1975 by Riley Joe Evans, is a full-service funeral provider. And 2020 makes it 45 years of offering services that respect all faiths, personal preferences, and financial considerations. They're the only funeral home in Boone, Lincoln, and Logan with its own crematory. Contact Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services at 304-855-3232 or visit www.evans-funeral-home.com or like Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services on Facebook to see their updated obituary information.
Kinzel Law Office is a local firm located at 36 Adams Street in Chapmanville. Rob Kinzel has been practicing law in Logan County for over 15 years and is dedicated to providing quality legal representation for personal injury, criminal defense, and family law for individuals and families throughout southern West Virginia. Call Kinzel Law Office today to set up your free consultation. Rob Kinzel, quality legal services close to home.
Welcome back here to Willie Acres Arena. James Barker, Chris Kidd with you. Terry Bucklew, our studio engineer for this evening's broadcast of Chapmanville and Logan basketball. 33-23. Logan leading Chapmanville. That 54-game win streak in-state on the line for the Tigers here in the second half. Logan 16 minutes away from knocking off their rival for the first time since 2010. Is that correct?
I believe 2011.
2011.
So Chapmanville will get up to start here. It'll be interesting. It looks like similar defense for Logan starting out. What does Chapmanville do to attack it?
Mullins with it, top of the key, guarded by Glick. He's going to get a screen from Dalton. Mullins now out to Obina, top of the key. He'll drive, double team, step back jumper for Obina. He's fouled, and that'll send Obina to the line to shoot two. And Obina only 6 points in the first half of play, Chris, and that foul right there, not something we saw a lot there in the first half. We only had 6 foul shots total in the first half of play. With Chapmanville still struggling from the line. They are now 2 of 5 from the line tonight.
Yeah, and Obina typically very reliable this year. Last year in the sectional final, he had 20 points, but was 11 of 13 from the free throw line. And he's really been Chapmanville's more go-to free throw shooter this year.
Makes the second 9-point lead for Logan now. As we'll start to see, as it looked like Hayner slipped there. Chris, you mentioned that there seems to be some type of moisture on this court. It is a little bit more warm than it usually is this time of year. There's a lot more humidity in this building. I don't know why it would be slicker right now than any other time, but maybe something on the floor that these players are struggling with, but we've seen a lot of players slip and fall here tonight.
Yeah, it's at least the 5th or 6th time I've seen a player slip and fall out here this evening, and I don't know if they need to do what we did back in the 90s, spray some hairspray on the bottom of the shoes or what in order to keep your footing, but, right there, that was just a lob pass up ahead, and Hayner hit the deck, and it was an easy turnover.
Chapmanville with it, trying to cut into this Logan lead. Long three for Obina, top of the key, no good. Rebound tipped out. That should be out on Early. Good call there. Early had the box out, but couldn't get his arm free from Dalton. It'll stay with Chapmanville.
Yeah, that was a good job by Brody Dalton that time, fighting with David Early, not giving him a clean rebound and ended up getting him to knock it out.
Corner with Mullins. kicks it over to Smith. Smith now picks up his dribble after one bounce on the ground, and now Scholl with it. Left side, drives in, kicks it back outside to Mullins. Back outside now to Smith, right side, as he'll reset.
Floor spacing just not there for Chapmanville at the moment. They're too congealed.
Inside to Obina. Ball tipped around, stolen by the Wildcats. Williamson up ahead with it. And it's probably not a bad foul there from Brody Dalton in transition, but he'll pick up his second of the game, and just another tough defensive possession for the Logan Wildcats.
Well, I said, I don't think you've seen Chapmanville get any points in the paint tonight, minus the steal that Philip Mullins had and the putback. Everything's had to come from the outside. Everything's had to be a struggle on the offensive end tonight for the Tigers.
Glick with it. Top of the key now to Hayner. Hayner looking for the handoff, now picks that up. Back outside to Glick, left wing. Gets to the foul line, thought about the give and go. Now back outside Hayner, wide open look from the left wing, no good. Rebound tipped out, early controls. Splits a double team and lays it in with the left hand.
Wow, what a move by David Early. Again, that long rebound coming out yet again, and another offensive rebound for the Logan Wildcats, and Early able to switch hands to that lefty for his 20th point tonight.
Dalton back outside to Mullins. It's an 11-point lead for Logan, 35-24. Logan excellent on the defensive end so far. Scholl with it, drives in, shot up and good. And that's what Chapmanville needs. They need Scholl to get going. Steal by Mullins, his shot up and good. Mullins gets his first points of the second half. It's now quickly a 7-point lead for Logan, 35-28, under 6 minutes to go. Early with it, almost lost it. Now with it, kicks it over in the corner to Hayner. Hayner pull-up jumper right baseline, rattles out, no good. Rebound tipped out, and it will stay with the Wildcats as we'll see Preston Smith check into the game as we look at our Kinsel Law replay here, Chris, on the Scholl make. And then the quick steal there from Mullins after that make on your Kinsel Law replay. 3 on the way from Hayner off the inbound play, no good. Dalton the rebound. And here maybe now you start to feel that Chapmanville run. That goes off of Obina's hands, but they're going to say that it was finally tipped out by Glick there, but a great read by Jaron Glick that knocked that ball out of bounds.
And again, those looks for Hayner, they've got to knock some of those down here in the second half, James. Again, keep giving Early the opportunity to go one-on-one, but Chapmanville with a great defensive play on the other end. Mullins with his 5th steal tonight and a putback. Quick 4-point spurt giving life to Chapmanville.
Dalton, long 3 for the freshman, no good, and Early got pushed in the back by Hayner there. I believe that's Hayner's 3rd, and that will get Cameron Hensley up off the bench. And Hayner has played excellent not only on the defensive end, the offensive end, but really his presence has been felt on the inside, Chris, and losing him here with 5:27 to go in the third quarter could be a big play in this game.
Yeah, again, he's 6'5" on the inside, but just got the push on Obina that time, so now that's going to lessen the size of Logan on the interior.
Scholl, wide open look, 3 on the way, no good. Rebound by Mullins. Mullins goes straight up. His shot no good. Rebound kicked around. Obina saves it. No, he goes off the timeline or out of bounds stripe, and it will be Logan basketball. 2 good looks for Chapmanville there, Chris. Just couldn't get a bucket to go.
Yeah, and again, Mullins was looking around wanting a foul after that. But you know what? The officials have been consistent with the contact they've allowed tonight, so I'm not really surprised they let that go.
Scholl almost a steal there off the inbound. Zach Green almost all the way out to midcourt trying to get his press breaker set up. As Early has it, as Mullins will guard him. And you'll start to see Chapmanville run and jump early to try to get it out of his hands quick. Cook with it. 3 on the way for Williamson. Rattles home. Garrett Williamson, his 6th point of the game. The Logan lead back to 10, 38-28.
And that was massive right there, James. They hadn't scored in a while, and they needed one of those open looks to go.
Inside to Obina. Almost triple team there. Now he'll back in. He is triple teamed. It's stolen away. Cook with it for the Wildcats. He stops, turns, kicks it outside to Williamson, and the Cats will try to reset here. Cook now swings, corner, Glick with it, drives left baseline, lost it, picks it back up, spins in the lane, shot and fouled by Dalton. It's his 3rd, and that'll send Jaron Glick to the line to shoot 2. And Chris, Logan, they have just fought off these Chapmanville runs. Now, Chapmanville hasn't scored when they've had a chance to break it, but really this defense for the Wildcats has been stellar tonight.
Yeah, and again, you had the open look for Scholl that could have cut it to 4. Then you had a couple of chances at a putback to cut it to 5. Couldn't do it. Williamson answers back with a 3, and now Glick hitting the first free throw. Logan, again, standing in tall in these situations. We said the first 4 minutes of this third quarter would say a lot. Well, right now we got 4.5 to go in the third quarter, and Logan has actually increased their lead by 1 since then.
So Glick can make it a 12-point lead for the Wildcats, and no, does not. That one rattled out. It was halfway home and then bounced back out. So 11-point lead for Logan, 39-28. Chapmanville in need of a good offensive possession here. Mullins up ahead to Isaiah Smith, gives it off to Obina. Obina jumper and is fouled by Early. And I believe that's David's third. You've got Hayner and Early with 3 now. 4:17 to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's a massive call there against Early. So Hayner, as you said, James with 3, now Early with 3. And I don't know if Zach Green can really afford to take him out in this situation. Again, that's your main ball handler, your main scorer. I think you have to leave him in and gamble that he's not going to pick up his 4th.
Urbina makes his first, lead back to 10. We have seen Chapmanville's bench kind of shrink here tonight, Chris. And Logan's bench almost expand. Logan's
deeper.
Yeah, Logan has almost played 10 players. Chapmanville has gotten close to that, but we have seen the same 5 on the floor for a majority of the night. Early back up ahead. Williamson back out to Cook. Mullins really trying to lock down on Early right now. This was the matchup we saw all of last year. Hensley with it, now back to Early. Early tried to step back. Mullins right there in his face. This Logan will have to reset. Glick, right side, dribbles in. Still in the paint, shot up, no good. Rebound Mullins underneath. And you can see Phillips really starting to play physical and challenge on the defensive side. Obina drives baseline. Jumper up, no good. And they're going to call a foul on Isaiah Smith as he hit the back of the head of Garrett Williamson.
Bena's really had a struggle from the field tonight, James. He's got some open looks, but a lot of these have been contested, off balance, turnarounds. Again, Logan's forced him into a lot of bad spots, and Obina's just not been able to convert like he normally does on the offensive end.
Glick up ahead with it, left side. Logan breaks the pressure. Now Mullins guarding Williamson. Williamson, good bounce pass to Hensley underneath. Logan's largest lead of the game at 12, 41-29.
And that was just great ball movement right there, getting on the low block, Hensley springing free and getting the easy 2.
Mullins stolen by Early. Cook up ahead with it, guarded by Scholl, almost lost the handle of it. Scholl, good defense there, but Cook able to break the pressure. Gives it off to Williamson. Williamson spins inside to Glick, now outside to Hensley. Left block, gets a little separation, couldn't get the shot to go. And Chapmanville able to kind of withstand the tide here. That shot would have went down for Hensley. This place would have erupted. Scholl drives in, gets bumped, shot up, no good, no call anywhere, and you're going to have a jump ball, and the possession arrow goes to Logan.
And Scholl getting up a little bit gimpy after that as well. And the kid that signed with Wingate this week to go to college and play basketball in North Carolina. Again, he thought that he got fouled on that. He appears to be okay now, but like we said, it's been this type of contact most of the evening, and the officials have kind of let it go. And right now, Chapmanville, they desperately need to go on a bit of a spurt here in this final 2:36 to try and close into this lead, because Logan has done a terrific job at keeping them at arm's length.
Williamson up ahead. Hensley gives it off to Slack. Slack lay-in is good. It's a 14-point lead for the Logan Wildcats. 2:25 to go here in the third quarter. And Brad Napper wants a timeout, and you can hear the field house erupt.
And Brad Napper quickly off the bench, not happy. It'll be a full timeout, so we'll take it as well.
2:22 to go here in the third quarter. Logan 43, Chapmanville 29. You're listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball action right here on WVOW, West Virginia's premier sports station and video.
I'm Tanya Crubb, Director of Acute Inpatient Rehab, Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Wright, surgical podiatrist from Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you.
I'm Romel Mitchell, Executive Secretary, Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you.
Thank you for trusting your care at
Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you.
For your next vehicle, shop Thornhill Mitsubishi. Value, confidence, fast and easy credit acceptance, and total support with our 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty on every new Mitsubishi. No matter what lies on the road ahead, Thornhill is here for you.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign.
Back here at Willie Acres Arena, James Barker, Chris Kidd with you. 2:22 to go in the third quarter. Logan a 14-point lead over Chapmanville, 43-29. Scholl head fakes at the foul line. Now a step back jumper for Scholl. Back rim no good. Rebound skied for and gotten by Smith, and he walks.
And that was good defense there by Carson Kirk. Again, he wouldn't go from the fake from Andrew Scholl as he tried to get him in the air, maybe get it into his body, or at least created some separation, and he made Scholl take another contested jumper, and Scholl unable to get it to go again. He's had a tough evening from the floor, just like Obina has.
Logan with a lot of young guys on the floor right now. Glick with it, over to Hensley, skip pass over to Williamson. Williamson backs in, now gives it outside to Kirk. Kirk guarded by Mullins, and now Williamson guarded by Barry here. She'll drive, kicks it outside to Hensley. Cameron Hensley curls, gives good backdoor pass to Williamson. Now to Glick in the corner, and that's a steal. Good defensive stop there for Chapmanville as they'll try to cut into this lead. Mullins with it. He'll drive in, gets bumped, and he's fouled. That's the right call. He was held as he was going up for the shot. And now you're going to get a little separation here as Hensley got into the ear of Philip Mullins. And he's still jawing at him. As we'll see the video production's instant replay there. As you can see the hold on the wrist of Mullins before the block by Hensley.
Well, Philip stepped right near the hand of Cameron Hensley after that play, James. I don't know if he was doing it intentionally or not, but Cameron Hensley definitely thought it was intentional that Mullins almost tried to step on his hand, and that's why he was upset after the play.
Mullins misses again from the foul line there, Chris. He is now 2 of 5 on the night. Makes that one 3 of 6. Chapmanville trailing by 13 now with 1:38 to go on a running clock here in the third quarter of play. Early and Hayner both with 3 fouls out of the game right now. If Chapmanville can make a run, it's got to be right now for the Tigers. Skip pass over. Williamson, 3 on the way from the right wing is good. Oh, the kid has no conscience right now, Chris. It's a 16-point lead for the Wildcats.
All 3 3-pointers as well.
Scholl blocked, rebound. Williamson up ahead to Slack. Slack goes in, reverse layup, no good, but he's fouled. And Slack will go to the line to shoot 2. And this is as loud as the Logan crowd has seen as we see the All-State replay on Williamson's 3.
And right now, James, they're just running Chapmanville out of Willie Acres Arena. They've outplayed them through 23 minutes of this game right now. And honestly, Chapmanville has just had 0 answers on either end of the floor here tonight. Logan has thoroughly outplayed the defending champions, and now they continue to build the lead. It's up to 17. No one in the state would have predicted this coming into the night.
Not at all. 1:09 to go. A 17-point lead. Slack looks to make it 18 and does.
And that freshman with 8 points. Garrett Williamson with 9 points. The freshman of Logan with 17 combined here tonight.
Early drive, Mullins drive shot up and under. And now they're going to call the foul on Logan there, as it looked like they called it on Glick, as Mullins will go back to the line to shoot 2.
And so Mullins 14 points here tonight. But you can start to see some of the worry on these Chapmanville players' faces as they've won 9 in a row. As Mullins hits the first ever since they lost their opening game on the season. But they have not suffered a loss to a West Virginia team, James, since the 2017 state finals against Fairmont Senior, and that combined win there. So it has been almost easy for Chapmanville in the state of West Virginia, but now they're going to have to really dig in as deep as possible if they're going to want to keep that streak alive.
16-point lead for Logan, 48-32. Hensley up ahead with it. Right side of the floor breaks the pressure, and now Williamson swings it across to Glick, left side. Glick guarded by Scholl, and now Williamson guarded by Obina near the center circle. Kirk with it. Drives in, and they're going to call a block on Scholl. It's a right call. Scholl turned his shoulders there. Andrew doesn't like the call there, but he had turned to try to avoid that contact with his bad shoulder, Chris, and that's where he picks up that blocking foul.
Yeah, and Andrews had a frustrating evening. You can see it on his face as he goes over to the side. Again, he's had his difficulties finding any openings on the offensive end, and Carson Kirk has really been a big problem for him this quarter as he misses on the first free throw. But, I think he felt, too, that he'd been fouled a few times on the other end, didn't get the call, and then felt like, you're going to call me for this on that end. So it's really that type of frustration that's setting in.
We get a lane violation there on Obina as Williamson able to kind of juke him out there as Obina falls into the lane. So Kirk will have another shot at this foul shot attempt. He missed the first two, but he gets this extra one on the lane violation, misses that one. Mullins had the rebound. It went through Williams's legs, never touched him, and it will stay with the Wildcats. It's just been that kind of night for Logan.
Yeah, and honestly, again, Logan somehow, some way, even with their size disadvantage against Chapmanville, has been able to beat them off the block on these free throws. That's at least 4 times now tonight. We've seen Logan be able to get the offensive rebound off a missed free throw or disrupt Chapmanville enough to where they knock it out of bounds and they keep possession again. Logan has just been so scrappy in every aspect tonight.
Glick with it. Baseline jumper for Jaron, no good. They're going to call Mullins on the foul. As Early went up and Mullins undercut. In years ago, Chris, that may not have been called a foul. It's been called a good box out. But that's one of those player safety issues that anytime a player leaves their feet, they're going to call that foul on the guy trying to box out. Early with it, triple team, now back outside. Slack, 3 on the way, no good. They're going to get a foul on Williamson there as he shoved Mullins to the ground. Wow, you talk about just a silence and stunned crowd on the other side from our broadcast location, Chris. The Chapmanville fans have had not been on their feet all game long.
Yeah, because, this was a one-sided rivalry for so long in Logan's favor that once Chapmanville got a hold of it, Logan has had to feel the sting of what Chapmanville felt for so many years. And that big brother, little brother dynamic that kept switching on and off has been something that's been eating away at Logan. And right now, Chapmanville's fans not used to seeing their team in this spot.
Mullins with it, gets a screen. Barry rolls, but he's double-teamed now. Now Obina, top of the key, drives, pull-up jumper from 13 feet away, no good. Rebound Obina and able to tip it in. So Obina's first field goal of the second half, Chris, comes at the end of the third quarter, but Logan extends their lead from halftime to a 14-point lead, 48-34, as we head into the fourth quarter of play. Chris and I'll be back after this. You're listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball action right here on WVOW, West Virginia's premier sport.
Peyton, what are we doing here?
Welcome to Peytonville. Nationwide helps protect everything you see in here, Brad. Every family, every business, even Mrs. Hoffman's dream of retiring to become a yoga instructor.
Oh, they have backstories.
Here, I got more to show you.
Logan Physical Therapy wants to help you. Have you been injured at work or in an accident? Come to Logan Physical Therapy and Doug Hibbs will provide a thorough, careful evaluation and create a comprehensive treatment program that will get you back on your feet. Logan Physical Therapy, turning setbacks into comebacks.
Fourth quarter we go. And if you would have predicted this score at the start of the fourth quarter, man, oh man, you know a lot more than a lot of people in the state of West Virginia. Logan, a 14-point lead over Chapmanville, 48-34. Do the Tigers have a run in them here in the fourth? Obina with it, guarded by Hayner, who's checked back in. Mullins picks it up, now to Scholl, left side. Guarded by Slack, long three from Scholl, no good, rebound underneath by Hensley.
And again, just another contested shot, another closeout by Logan. Again, they've been able to get over screens, get into the faces of these shooters as nothing continues to come easy.
Slack, floater up good. I'll tell you what, these young kids for the Wildcats have played outstanding here tonight.
And where do they jump in the polls if they hang on to this?
3 from Obina on the way. Back rim, no good. Rebound tracked down, and it's going to stay with the Tigers. I thought you were going to get one of those Enrico Palazzo officiating moves there, but
yeah, thankfully we didn't.
50-34 as Glick picks up a foul there. A 16-point lead for Logan. 7:15 to go here in the fourth quarter of play.
And that'll actually be the 1-and-1 now for Chapmanville. Logan will be in the 1-and-1 on the next foul. So could see a lot of free throws coming here in the fourth quarter. But, yeah, I mean, Logan, we talked about how the third quarter is usually the time when Chapmanville goes on that run. Logan never allowed it. Again, Chapmanville got it down to 7, but then they increased it back out to 16, and Mullins misses on another free throw.
Phillip has not shot well from the line tonight. Hensley up ahead with it. He'll get blocked by Obina. I think Obina got a small piece of that to redirect the shot to miss. Smith, skip pass. Scholl are going to call the block, so they'll put Smith on the line to shoot the 1-and-1. As that foul on Williamson. So Preston Smith goes to the line for his first foul shot attempt of the night.
And again, Smith hasn't had a field goal attempt yet here tonight, but like we said, he had 14 against Bluefield earlier this year, had 6 against Mingo Central more recently. And he's been someone they've kind of shuffled in and out of the starting lineup as well. Brad Napper still trying to find the best match to go along with Scholl, Obina, and Mullins with this young contingent that he's got right now. And Smith has been very, very productive in a lot of these games. He's gaining more and more confidence as he goes along. Even saw a lot of that last year in JV with him.
Smith with a chance to cut into this Logan lead. 7:02 to go. Misses. It just has not gone right for the Tigers here tonight. Rebound for the Wildcats, a 16-point lead and possession of the basketball. And we'll start to see Zach Green's team actually run some offensive sets. Wide open is Williamson, but he missed the layup, gets his own rebound, and he'll dribble it back out.
Oh, and that was a great pass by Glick that time.
Off to Hensley. Hensley, jump stop in the lane, gets the roll. Cameron Hensley's second field goal of the night. He's got 4 points. The Logan lead to 18 now. Man, oh man. What do you say about these Wildcats tonight?
Again, they've led wire to wire, James.
Obina inside, shot up. He gets bumped. And Hensley with the rebound, and Brad Napper almost beside himself there. It didn't make any frustrated gestures, but you could just see him shake his head, and now they call that foul on Scholl. And you can see just the kind of dismay on the Chapmanville bench right now.
Yeah, again, it's been in several times in the second half where in different types of games, those would be fouls on that end of the floor. But like we said, they've been kind of letting things go tonight. And Scholl bumped him with the shoulder on the other end. Like I said, you can feel the frustration from the Chapmanville Tigers in this gymnasium as Hayner hits the first free throw. But Logan came out and set the tone early on for the physicality of this game, and Chapmanville just has not been able to match that here tonight.
19-point lead. Hayner looks to stretch it to 20 and does. Your defending Class AA champion, who hasn't lost in West Virginia in 54 games, is down 20 with 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Mullins, 3 on the way, no good. Rebound tracked down by Smith, throws it off of Hayner, but he somehow dodges it and is able to catch it for the steal.
Again, this is a Chapmanville team, James, averaging 70 points per game on the year. They're only at not even half of that at this moment. Just what a defensive effort by Logan.
Hayner, open look, passes it up for a better look. Floater no good. Rebound, fought for, and it's going to go off Obina. And Obina does not like that call. But listen, it was the right call. It touched him last when he was standing out of bounds. It'll be Logan basketball.
And there it is again, James. I mean, the freshman being as physical as Obina right there and able to take it away from him and then force him to touch it last on that end. Again, Logan's just been relentless this evening.
Williamson, head fake, skip pass in the court, stolen away by Mullins. Phillip up ahead, and he's going to get held by Slack there, and that's the right call on Slack. He pulled back on Phillip's waist, and that'll send Mullins to the line to shoot. Still 1-and-1 here for the Tigers. I believe that's the 9th team foul on Logan. So this will be the last 1-and-1 for Chapmanville.
And Mullins tonight As we said, he's been a little up and down at the free throw line. And, you go back to a couple years ago in that state championship game against Fairmont in the fourth quarter, and here he was a sophomore, came in and knocked down those huge free throws late.
A rebound out to Mullins after it goes off Obina, then Williamson, and now you're going to get a foul called on Logan. So Mullins will go back to the line this time to shoot 2.
But you have to love how hard Philip Mullins plays every second. I mean, this is a competitive kid that does not give in at any juncture. Like right here, you see it, the steal he gets off of Williamson on our video productions instant replay, still going in, still fighting despite being down by 20 with 5:22 to go. And that's what you want to see right now if you're Brad Napper. Again, your team has just not had it here this evening. Logan, a big reason for that as Mullins hits the first free throw. But right now, you want to continue to see that fight. You don't want to necessarily see the frustration. You want to see them contending till the end because, like we said, they'll meet again in about 3 weeks in Chapmanville, possibly again in a sectional final, maybe even states. And if you're Chapmanville, you just don't want to give in mentally right now.
Rebound on the second foul shot attempt miss. Slack up ahead with it. You look Euro step for Aiden Slack, no good. Rebound Preston Smith. Here come the Tigers, down by 19 with 5:10 to go. Mullins spins in the lane. Left-hand layup is good by Philip Mullins.
Wow, what a move by Mullins that time, able to get up and under to that left side.
Skip pass up ahead to Slack. Slack in the corner. Hayner, 3 on the way. Good. Huge shot for the Logan Wildcats. Chapmanville trying to pick up the tempo. A huge answer there. Mullins 3 back the other way is good. Brad Napper takes a timeout, as it will be a full timeout. We'll do the same. 4:48 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's Logan 57, Chapmanville 40. You're listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
Most people think that after an accident, you'll have to pay $500 for your deductible. The truth, at Allstate, you could pay $0. Allstate gives you $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Then another $100 off every year you don't have an accident. Let the good hands reward your safe driving with a deductible that goes away. Now that you know the truth, are you in good hands?
Kinzel Law Office is a local firm located at 36 Adams Street in Chapmanville. Rob Kinzel has been practicing law in Logan County for over 15 years and is dedicated to providing quality legal representation for personal injury, criminal defense, and family law for individuals and families throughout southern West Virginia. Call Kinzel Law Office today to set up your free consultation. Rob Kinzel, quality legal services close to home.
Back here at Willie Acres Arena, Early checks back into the game, stolen away. Fleming up ahead and couldn't get it ahead to Dalton as Isaiah Fleming checking into the game, got the steal, but Chapmanville turns it back over, and now we'll have Steve Browning jog back out on the court for about the 4th time tonight.
I told you, Steve Browning's been busy tonight here on the cleanup crew. And you know what? He's one of the architects of this young group that's here. I mean, coached them in middle school, following them now here to high school on the assistant staff. And, Steve, member of that 1983 Logan championship team as well. So, they're getting more experience on that Logan staff, which has typically been pretty young. And I think adding Steve has been a huge, huge plus for them coming in this year because a lot of those young kids were used to him. They trust him. They had success with him. And I think whenever you have that success sitting over there that you're used to seeing, it's just a mental mindset. It's a mental hurdle that helps you get over that. And, again, I think that trust factor, along with Zach over there, has been something that Logan's been able to build on ever since the early part of this season. And it is paying huge dividends here this evening.
4:41 to go here in the fourth quarter of play. It's Logan 57, Chapmanville 40. James Barker, Chris Kidd with you here on WVOW, AM/FM radio in Logan, and on Video Productions. As Early gets the inbound, skip pass up ahead to Williamson, now to Hensley. Hensley dribbles in, pull-up jumper off the front of the rim, no good. Tipped out right to Noah Cook, and he wisely dribbles it all the way back out for the reset.
Like I said, another loose ball that Logan wins in this matchup, James. Chapmanville's just not been able to get those 50-50 balls.
Fleming with the steal, Dalton on the ground with it, still on the ground, still fighting for it, and then that's a smart call by the official right there, quickly calling the jump ball. It goes to Logan. So Logan will retain possession. So Chapmanville will flip the arrow back. They'll have the possession arrow. 4:17 to go here in the fourth quarter of play.
And again, with Chapmanville's pressure right now, I mean, they're having to go all out. I mean, it's like a 11-man blitz on a punt right now. Yeah. And anytime Logan's able to lob it up over and get back, I mean, they're having a 2-on-1 break almost every time. But Chapmanville is in this situation. They have no choice but to go for broke on these pressers right now.
And that's why Fleming's into the game so quick and versatile on defense. As Early gets it, drives in. And again, Early slipped on that floor, and you could kind of see that knee bend away. It's not supposed to bend, but they call a foul there as Early will go to the line to shoot 1-and-1. Early only with, I'm sorry to interrupt, Chris, but Early only with one field goal here in the second half of play.
That's what I said. It's been the supporting cast that's been able to get it done here, James, as Early can't get the friendly roll. But, I mean, with him only having 2 points, you and I would have probably thought, wow, Chapmanville's right back in this game, but it's been the support staff.
Fleming, 3 on the way, air ball, rebound underneath to Hensley. We saw Mullins slip in the same spot that Early may have slipped earlier, as he'll bring it up the floor, gets it across to Mitchell, and they're going to call a block there on Isaiah Fleming. And they've got to check that spot. Darren Neal on top of it. He gets Patrick Beto, an assistant coach, and Fuji Williams out. So we've seen all the assistant coaches out on the floor tonight for the Wildcats.
It is. It's just been insane, like the condition of the floor right now. I mean, I've never really seen it like this. And, I'm not really sure of what's caused it out here today. But, we saw it in the JV game, too, with a lot of slipping. And here in the varsity game, it's just been nonstop thus far. And you're just kind of hoping you get through this final 3:53 and no one ends up hurting themselves by the end of it. Again, it's been more the floor that could cause damage tonight rather than the physicality of both teams.
Darren Neal out there just giving some pointers to
it looks like trying to give some tips.
Yeah. So Early at the line. He'll shoot another one, front end of a 1-and-1 here for the Wildcats. Again, Logan, a 17-point lead, 3:53 to go here in the fourth quarter of play. Chapmanville, again, that 54-game win streak against in-state opponents on the line here tonight. And Logan in the driver's seat to end that streak. Early makes.
Again, 21 points now on the night. He had 18 at halftime, but as we said, with Williamson's couple of threes, with Aiden Slack with 6 second-half points, Hensley 4 second-half points, Mitchell Hayner getting into double digits. I mean, it's just been an all-around team effort by the Wildcats here tonight.
19-point lead now for Logan after Early's 2 makes at the foul line. Mullins gives it off to Dalton. 3 for Obina on the way is good. That's Obina's first outside field goal of the night. With the lead now 16. Here comes Early up ahead with it. Drives in on Scholl, goes up strong, front of the rim, no good. Rebound tipped out, and Hensley tracks it down.
And good job by Logan, again, crashing the offensive boards, creating themselves another opportunity.
3:22 to go. Cook swings it in the corner to Williamson. Williamson back outside to Hensley. Pull-up jumper for Cameron is good. Cameron Hensley now with 6 points on the night. So back to an 18-point lead for Logan. Mullins drives left baseline. Shot, no good, and they're going to call Cook with the foul as Mullins will go back to the line. And you mentioned earlier, Chris, that's a kid that just does not quit.
Yeah, and he's got 24 points here on the evening, James. I mean, he has really been the catalyst and really the offensive spark for Chapmanville here tonight. I mean, you look at it, he's got 24, Obina's got 13 now, and Scholl's got 6, and that's it for the scoring for Chapmanville. I mean, you look at the supporting cast for Logan, they have outshined Chapmanville's supporting cast here big time this evening, and that'll be a big part of what goes into matchup number 2. I mean, you've got David Early on Logan's side, and then a lot of players that are very talented and trying to grow into their roles, and then you got the three-headed monster at Chapmanville, and then a lot of young players trying to grow into their roles. But tonight, a lot of these youngsters from Logan use this crowd and use this home floor to their advantage, and they really, really played right where they needed to for Logan to be able to pull off this upset, which right now, we thought the upset would be something close near the end, but they have blown out the Chapmanville Tigers here tonight.
Mullins goes 1 of 2 from the line, 17-point lead, as Hayner now will break the pressure as he's guarded by Scholl, brings it up the floor. Skip pass up ahead now, but back to Early. Early dribbles back outside, and Logan just content to kill some clock here in the fourth quarter of play. A 61-44 lead for the Wildcats. That one stolen up ahead now to Obina. Obina slam dunk. 15-point lead now for Logan. Hayner up ahead. He's pulled by Scholl. That's a smart foul by Scholl because Hensley was standing under the bucket wide open for an easy layup.
Yeah, it's number 3 on Scholl, but yeah, that was a breakaway if Andrew doesn't grab him that time because, like you said, there was nobody back deep for Chapmanville. As we talked about, they're having to go for broke on this press break right now to try and create turnovers, but that it will put Hayner back at the free throw line as Logan keeps trying to ice this game away.
Hayner makes the first. Lead back up to 16, 2:34 to go here in the fourth quarter. If you're just joining us, Logan jumped out to a 4-0 lead to start out this game. Chapmanville cut it to 4-2. We were then locked up at 18-18 with 5:04 left in the second quarter, and that's as close as Chapmanville has been in this game. They have never led in this game. Mullins drives in, shot up good for Phillip as he continues to stuff the score sheet for the Tigers. Hensley up ahead, bobbled it, got it, and got the bucket.
And barely beat Obina, who was coming in from behind that time, but Cameron Hensley, 8 points off the bench for Logan tonight.
Mullins, long three on the way. He's fouled. As he'll go to the line now to shoot 3. 17-point lead for the Cats. 65-48, 2:10 to go here in the fourth quarter.
And that's where Cook, again, you've been that aggressive all night on the defensive end, but right there with a 17-point lead, you want to be sure you don't end up fouling on that attempt. You want to keep this clock running and eat away as much time as humanly possible. That way Chapmanville doesn't have an opportunity to get back. But right there, the senior just closing out a little bit too quick and then ended up hitting Mullins on the arm on the way up. So now he gets a chance to hit 3 with the clock stop.
We start to see the Wildcat faithful start to stand up around the Willie Akers Arena, the Logan Memorial Fieldhouse, as they're looking to snap this Chapmanville streak, and they are in great position here tonight. Mullins makes the first.
And boy, will the atmosphere at Danny Gobby Gymnasium in 3 weeks be interesting now. I tell you what, because this is going to be something that's going to be talked about for the next 3 weeks. This is not going to be something that just idly passes by as Mullins hits the second. I mean, the rematch at Chapmanville, James, I think is going to be something to behold. I mean, we are going to that game. I think is going to be even more physical than this one, and I think there's going to be both teams really out to prove something in that. Logan trying to prove this isn't a joke. Chapmanville trying to prove they're still the champs.
Williamson up ahead with it. Reverse layup. No good. Early with a follow slam. Woo, boy.
There's your exclamation point, James. And I don't know if they got a technical after that or what.
I think so.
Let's take a look here at our instant replay. Again, Early coming in and getting it over Scholl at the last second. And, yeah, they did get a technical after the fact. I'm not really sure for what.
That's Early's 4th personal foul, I believe. And the Bluebirds come out here in Logan.
It didn't really seem like he hung on the rim, but maybe it was whenever he was swinging back that they got him for it. But Early, just a tremendous follow-up that time, and that right there, James, the proverbial probably nail in the coffin with 2:01 to go.
So Bina makes the first of the technical foul shots. I didn't mean to actually come into your living rooms or your cars wherever you're listening, but
he just came out of nowhere.
He did come out of nowhere.
But yeah, this is Obina missed on the second, but Chapmanville getting the ball with 2:01 to go. But how about this for David Early? I mean, the senior, he has just been on the bad end of this rivalry with Chapmanville for all 3 of his years. And again, right here, we'll see And right there, I believe, is where it was.
There,
the extra hang and just the extra bringing of the rim down. So, right there is where it would probably come from. But, I mean, with him not being able to defeat Chapmanville in all 3 of his years, that was something that was hanging over his head. And this win will probably be the sweetest for him.
Mullins, step back, jumper, no good. Rebound tipped out, will stay with Chapmanville. 15-point lead for Logan with 1:52 to go here on the clock at Willie Akers Arena. Obina out to Mullins inside now as Dalton had a good pass there, and Phillip goes back to the line to shoot 2. As Phillip's been at the line more tonight than anybody else combined in the game.
Yeah, I was going to say we'll have to take a moment to add up all his free throws at the end of this game. But on the other end of that, if you're Logan, you don't want to be fouling right now. I mean, this is absolutely the last thing you want to be doing with a 15-point lead. You got a 15-point lead at minute 47. He gets a layup here. So what? Let it go. You don't want Chapmanville to be scoring with the clock stopped at this point and get a chance to set up their press. Let him score, get the ball in quick, work it up the floor, and then go to the line yourself.
Chapmanville has trailed by as much as 20. They've now cut it to 13. The way they shoot the 3, not out of the realm of possibilities for them to get hot here without early on the floor. Williamson back outside to Hayner. Hayner breaks the pressure, now to Slack in the corner. Slack's trapped, stolen by Mullins. Mullins with it. He'll drive all the way in, and Phillip fouled from behind, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. So you got 1:32 on the clock, Chris. Mullins at the line to shoot 2 foul shots. Chapmanville trails by 13, and you can start to see maybe the young kids of Logan feel the pressure for the first time.
Yeah, again, right there, I mean, Mullins able to get free, forcing the pace. And Logan lucky that wasn't an N1 opportunity, but yet another foul putting Mullins at the free throw line.
Who has settled down at the line here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he's made now his last 7 free throws after he had a rough stretch. So Phillip continuing to close the gap little by little here.
Rebound off the front of the rim, controlled by Williamson. He'll bring it up the floor. Williamson skip pass to Slack. Slack throws it, tipped around, controlled by Fleming. Now up ahead to Mullins. Phillip drives in, gets bumped, shot, no call there. They called the offensive foul. As Phillip Mullins picks up a foul there, as they called him that lean in with his shoulder.
Yeah, and you could see Phillip wasn't very happy about it after the fact, and you can see just how exhausted he is right now. I mean, he has played his guts out here tonight trying to keep Chapmanville in this game, but right now it looks like Chapmanville going to run out of time, trailing by 12 with a minute 18.
Yeah, we'll keep things here on this full timeout and kind of talk about just not only what this means moving forward in 3 weeks between these clubs, but Chapmanville's got a tough contest. They go on the road to Poca on Friday, Chris, and they've got to rebound quickly if they happen to lose this game tonight against Logan.
Yeah, that's a game that a lot of people are looking at too as one that could be very problematic for Chapmanville, and definitely can be, because Poca has been very resilient, very difficult on a lot of teams. You know how tough Alan Osborne's defense typically is, and you wonder if looking at this game, will this be a type of blueprint that a lot of teams want to run defensively against Chapmanville? I mean, if Chapmanville's hitting from the outside as well, it makes life very difficult, and you've got to have the athletes to get out and close out like Logan has on a lot of these open shooters to disrupt them. But I still feel like if you feel like you match up with Logan pretty well, you maybe feel like you can do some of the same things to disrupt Chapmanville as what Logan has here tonight.
So Mullins with the offensive foul could have cut the lead to single digits if he got the and one there, Chris, but now Logan with the basketball, 1:18 to go here in the fourth quarter of play. 67-55 in favor of the Wildcats. Slack gets it in. Cook with it. May have walked there, may have gotten away with that extra step before the pass as Slack is fouled, and that'll send Aiden Slack to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Mullins reached in from behind to try and knock the ball loose for a quick steal, but instead that'll be his 4th foul on the evening with 1:12 to go. And now again you send these young freshmen and sophomores to the line to try and put the game away. And Aiden Slack, 2 of 2 from the line tonight, 10 points overall.
Slack makes the first. It's 3 of 3 from the line here tonight. Logan's lead now 13. Slack makes it 14. 69-55 to go, or 112 to go here in the fourth quarter. Mullins with it. Gets a high screen. Spins off his foot. Hensley dives. Kicks it out to Williamson. As Logan forces another turnover, and Chapmanville forces that turnover as Slack dives into the padding there underneath the rim where the season ticket holders sit.
And to be honest, James, I don't know if Chapmanville has given up this many points all season long. I have to go back and look at the overall totals, but I mean, this is a Chapmanville team allowing just 51 points per game, playing teams like Aspire Academy, Miller, Virginia, ISA Academy, and Logan has almost put up 70 tonight.
Obina misses on the drive. Slack, a big rebound. Obina will pick up a foul as he reached in there, and that'll send Slack back to the line to shoot two as we start to see more and more Tiger fans file out, Chris, and
good. Maybe it means we'll get out of here by next Tuesday.
It's not something Chapmanville fans have witnessed in the state of West Virginia in over 2 years.
And you can hear some of the chants from the Logan crowd as the Chapmanville fans exit right now as Slack misses on the first. But, this is going to be a win that's going to be savored tremendously here in the Logan area because, honestly, in athletics, Chapmanville has had their number in almost every respect in the main sports, whether it be football, basketball. Baseball's kind of gone back and forth, but, I mean, it's been really a rough time for Logan fans, and this one is going to be a sweet win for them.
Mullins three misses. Rebound Slack underneath, and he's fouled, and that'll send Slack back to the line to shoot two more, and now the Logan fans with 41 seconds to go in the fourth, they can taste it. It's reality now. Might be a new number one in the state of West Virginia in Class AA come Friday.
I think it's going to be really hard to try and keep Logan out of that spot. I mean, how do you deny it at this point? I mean, it'll still obviously be up for grabs as Slack hits the first whenever these two meet again, but I think it's very difficult to say that Logan doesn't deserve that ranking after this. I mean, to beat Chapmanville and beat them in the manner that they did here at Willie Acres Arena, and the fact that Chapmanville hadn't lost to a West Virginia team in so long, I think that Logan has staked their claim to that spot.
Slack 1 of 2 from the line. Mullins drives in, up and under, couldn't get it to go. Brady Dalton back outside. Obina 3 on the way is good. Obina cuts it to 13 as ball tipped out of bounds there. 24 seconds to go. 71-58. The Wildcats getting ready to knock off the number one team in Class AA. Slack, trouble with the inbound here. Finally gets it in to Glick. Glick stolen away by Smith, though. His shot up, no good, but he'll go to the line to shoot two. Interesting stat here, Chris. 20 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Isaiah Smith goes to the line to shoot two for Chapmanville to become only the fourth player to score for the Tigers here tonight.
Yeah, it's only been Obina, Mullins, and Scholl. Nobody else has been able to score here tonight for Chapmanville, and still that way. But, that's really the story of the evening. Logan's supporting cast was there tonight. Chapmanville's wasn't.
Smith toes the line. Misses the second. Rebound tipped around, controlled by Cook. Obina fouls, and Noah Cook will walk down the floor. And a senior on his home court who started some games as a freshman, played a lot as a sophomore, drifted in and out of the starting lineup as a junior, now with a chance to extend the lead for the Wildcats and pick up a victory over Chapmanville on his senior year.
Yeah, and you talk about kids that this is sweet for as well. We mentioned David early, but Noah Cook's been a part of all these losses to Chapmanville too over the last 3 years, and that it's really been difficult for him as well as anyone that's been with this Logan program. I mean, Zach Green, that he's going to savor this as well. And now the question will be, how does Chapmanville respond after this? You don't lose in so long. You kind of forget what this feeling is like. Maybe it is a positive for Chapmanville in the long run.
As Cook makes the second, 15 seconds to go. Mullins pull up 3 on the way is good for Phillip. He'll lead all scorers tonight as it cuts the lead to 11. Cook with it, dribbles it out, 4 seconds to go. And the 54-game win streak for the Chapmanville Tigers is no more. Logan knocks off the two-time defending Class AA state champions, 72-61. Logan victorious tonight over Chapmanville as the student section empties onto the floor.
And this is going to be one it's going to be hard to get classes started tomorrow at Logan High School, James. I mean, this is a school that really wanted one of these wins over Chapmanville, no matter really where it came from, but basketball especially. Again, Logan High School and basketball have been just a huge part of this area forever, and now to have had Chapmanville step in and really take the reins from them the last several years, this is going to be something that, is going to set up some key matchups down the road. But for at least one night, the Logan Wildcats feel like they're back atop where they belong in this county.
Chris and I are going to step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll have the postgame show and our in-game analysis from Willie Acres Arena. Once again, your final score, it's Logan 72, Chapmanville 61. You're listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball right here on WVOW, West Virginia's premier sports station and video production.
Farmer Climate Campbell, we pride ourselves on providing classic service.
You get a firm that's concerned about you, your family, as well as the legal process.
We combine the newest technology and digital tools
with our 35 years of experience
to help you get more than the insurance company wants to offer.
Traditional service,
contemporary techniques.
It'll never go out of style.
Call 346-5990.
Steve, is that your car?
No, it's a rental.
Shop Thornhill Ford Lincoln on 119 in Chapmanville, your full-service Ford Lincoln dealer. Go with Thornhill and expect the best in total value, service, and pricing on your next vehicle. Home of the Thornhill 10120, you'll get total support with Thornhill Ford Lincoln.
I'm Tanya Crubb, Director of Acute Inpatient Rehab. Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Wright, surgical podiatrist from Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you.
I'm Romel Mitchell, Executive Secretary. Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you.
Thank you for trusting your care at
Logan Regional Medical Center. Always here for you.
Most people think that after an accident, you'll have to pay $500 for your deductible. The truth, at Allstate, you could pay $0. Allstate gives you $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Then another $100 off every year you don't have an accident. Let the good hands reward your safe driving with a deductible that goes away. Now that you know the truth, are you in good hands?
Thornhill GM Superstore is your full-service Buick, Chevy, and GMC dealer. Go Thornhill and expect the best with total value, service, and pricing on your next ride. Home of the Thornhill 10120, you'll get total support with Thornhill GM.
James Barker, Chris Kidd back with you here at Willie Acres Arena, and a joyous, boisterous student section still on the floor for the Logan Wildcats as they are celebrating a program redefining moment for the Logan Wildcats, Chris, as they knock off Chapmanville 72-61 here tonight.
I think that's a perfect way to describe it, James. I mean, it's, Logan got their groove back.
They did.
I mean, that's the way you look at it. I mean, yeah, everyone looked at it and said, you know what, hey, we're better than what we thought we were going to be this year. We got David Early back. That's a good sign. I mean, at first everyone was like, well, Logan might be lucky to win 5 games if they don't have Early this year. That was the way a lot of people were talking. You get Early back, it's like, yeah, okay, you got Early back, that's great. Maybe they'll make a run, maybe be able to get the states, but, they're not going to be able to contend with a Chapmanville or against some of the top teams. They're just not going to have enough around them. That was what you kept hearing a lot of, and you start to buy into it a little bit. Well, then they start beating teams like George Washington, hung tough with Woodrow Wilson. I mean, there was a lot of games out there that were very positive for Logan, but yet it all hinged on Chapmanville at the end of the day. It's like it didn't matter unless they were able to beat the Tigers. They had come close a couple of times, hadn't been able to get over that hurdle. Well, tonight they didn't just get over that hurdle. They kicked that hurdle in and ran over it and backed over it and ran back over it again. I mean, that's how big this night was for Logan and just how well they played this evening. And whenever you get into the supporting staff here tonight, James, I mean, just outstanding. I mean, let's not count Hayner and let's not count let's see here. I'll discount Hayner's point total. And, again, I'm not saying that doesn't matter. I'm just saying let's discount it for the time being. He and Cook, let's wipe them out for the second. Again, you add that up after the fact. That is 32 points that came from freshmen or sophomores in this game for the Logan Wildcats. 32 points from players that weren't Mitchell Hayner, David Early, or Noah Cook. And on the other end for Chapmanville, that total was 0. Again, 32-0 in support staff from freshmen and sophomores for Logan over Chapmanville. Right there is your big difference in this ballgame.
You know, when you look at the scoring for both teams, and we mentioned it right at the end of the game, Isaiah Smith at the line with 2 foul shots could have been the first points for a Chapmanville Tiger not named Philip Mullins or Obina Killen or Andrew Scholl, and nobody, because Smith missed those 2 shots, but nobody else scoring tonight for the Chapmanville Tigers. And you say what you want, and you mentioned that those 32 points from freshmen and sophomores for the Wildcats. Say what you want about the stars of the show tonight. You're absolutely right, Chris. It's those other players that have to almost answer the bell or find out what they can do for Chapmanville moving forward, and it's how far can these young kids grow for Logan as we start heading into February and March.
I agree, and that was something that maybe some people overlooked coming into this game, is that the young kids for Logan had all of that success at the younger level and been able to do what they had done. But Robbie says not me. Robbie was on it from the get-go. But, they really did. I mean, and they've been in big games. That's another thing. They've been in conference championships. They've been in big moments at the middle school level. Maybe not in this type of environment, but definitely those big game experiences do matter, whether it's a middle school conference game, whether it's AAU, whatever. You need to have those moments to be able to play on the big stage when it matters most, and tonight they shine. Now, will that role be reversed in 3 weeks? We'll have to wait and see. Again, they won't be in a comfortable environment. They'll be in a hostile environment in Chapmanville at that point, but I think that goes to show Logan fans in the Logan area, they've got a special group that's coming up here with these freshmen and sophomores, and they have got an opportunity to build around that with David Early and keep building that momentum as the season goes forward.
Time now for the Temp Control Hot Hand of the Game, brought to you by Temp Control of Chapmanville. Why not, Robbie? Let's go ahead and give it to David Early. I mean, when you look at Early's first half performance, I think he's deserving of the Temp Control Hot Hand of the Game. When you look here at this follow-up dunk by David on Video Productions, that was the nail in the coffin for the Wildcats tonight. As Early, your Temp Control Hot Hand of the Game this winter. If you want your home to be as comfortable as possible, call Stuart Trickler and Roland Mullins at Temp Control of Chapmanville, 304-855-5200. Do want to mention on the Chapmanville side, career high tonight for Philip Mullins in the losing effort. 36 points tonight for Philip, Chris, and that was a young man that did not quit even till the final seconds ticked off the clock.
As I said, Philip Mullins is just the ultimate competitor. I mean, you really have to admire the tenacity of that kid and the fight of that kid. Even though they're down 20, he's out there diving for loose balls, trying to draw fouls, getting to the free throw line. He was just relentless this evening. And with 36 points from Philip, that's just a monster effort for him, hitting 6 3-pointers in the contest as well. Something that'll haunt Chapmanville a little as well was their free throw shooting, missing 13 free throws on the evening. So it's like I said, there's going to be a lot that Chapmanville goes back and reviews after this game. And sometimes whenever you do get this type of a loss, it's almost like a weight gets lifted off your shoulders as well. Carrying around that 54-game winning streak, that everyone's gunning for you. Everyone's trying to get that record away from you and be able to say, we were the ones that did it, we were the ones that knocked off the champs. Well, now you get a chance to reset here. If you're Brad Napper, it'll be very interesting to see how they use this as they move forward. And I think with the experience they have with Obina, with Andrew, with Phillip, and with Brad Napper over there, this is going to be something that eats at them for the next couple of weeks. And that's why I said I think they're going to respond very well. Right now, I would hate to be the Polka Dots on Friday night, to be honest with you. I mean, this is probably the worst thing that could have happened to the Polka Dots and Alan Osborne, because I get the feeling that they're going to get a lot of frustration taken out on them on Friday evening. But then again, if Chapmanville were to struggle up there, then you have a lot of other questions after the fact. But I think with the championship pedigree that Chapmanville has, they will respond in kind, and that's going to set up a very, very, very interesting rematch in Danny Gobby Gymnasium. And my goodness, I mean, this is so exciting now.
Get your tickets now, guys.
I mean, this is so exciting now because, you know, you're talking about possibly a sectional championship. You know, we're keeping our fingers crossed both these teams will end up in Charleston like we did last year before Logan was upset. And my God, could you imagine this type of matchup in the Civic Center with these type of crowds? Right now, Charleston Civic Center they just start salivating like Pavlov's dog whenever I mention that. I mean, they wouldn't know what to do, I don't think, with that type of game on like a Friday evening or something. I mean, there's so much to look forward to right now, James. You got to be excited, like a Bengals fan for Joe Burrow right now. You got to be excited.
I was going to wonder when the Joe Burrow reference was going to come into play tonight.
Oh, I've been hugging myself for the last 24 hours. It's been wonderful until Mike Brown screws it up in 3 months.
Let's now look at the Farmer Klein and Campbell player of the game, and Robbie has chosen his player of the game, and I would tend to agree. It's not the amount of points that this young man scored. It's just when he scored them tonight. It's Garrett Williamson, your Farmer Klein and Campbell player of the game. 3 huge threes for Williamson tonight and played great defense on the other end as well, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, with Williamson, I mean, he hit a couple of those threes in the middle of Chapmanville runs. I think he hit one whenever Chapmanville had whittled it down to 7 in the third quarter, and he was able to hit one that kind of slammed the door shut. And really, Chapmanville did not get much closer after that. And like you said, the timeliness of whenever he hit those threes was a huge part of things this evening. I mean, every time that Garrett Williamson was able to hit one, it was to build the lead or to stop a Chapmanville run. And for that kid to be a freshman as well, you know, just another key cog in this young Logan machine is Garrett Williamson.
We're back on the air in Logan on Friday as Logan hosts Wayne. Game time set for 7:30. We'll have airtime for you at 7:20 as myself and Nathan Bush will be on the call for that one here as the Wildcats take on the Wayne Pioneers Friday night here from Willie Acres Arena. We are going to join in progress WVU against TCU as the Mountaineers take on the Horned Frogs at home at the West Virginia Coliseum. So Chris and I are going to send things up to Morgantown. Any final thoughts before we send things to Tony Caridi?
Well, other than my giddiness right now over the fact that we're going to get this matchup again in a short amount of time, I mean, because I know how Chapmanville will respond. I mean, they're just too good not to just roll over after this and be done. And it'll be interesting to see how Logan handles the success now, because now they're going to go from being the hunters to being the hunted again. You know, I mean, David Early was one aspect of this team, but now that you know they've got a full team that can beat a team like Chapmanville, Logan's going to have a target on their back throughout the rest of the season against some good AA opponents. So, you know, Wayne's a team they beat pretty easily the other night, so they get them again on Friday. But, you know, it'll be interesting to see if they have any letdowns here after this win.
What this does for the rest of Class AA is it opens the door.
Yes.
And I think regardless if Logan's now the top, now the rest of the teams in Class AA feel like they've got a chance.
Yeah, a team like Shady Spring,
correct.
I mean, they're undefeated right now, so maybe they get that top spot after this loss by Chapmanville. But if they don't get it, I think Logan gets it. But I think you're going to see Shady and Logan probably somewhere in that 1-2 range, depending on where the voters think Chapmanville should drop after this, or if they should drop at all. But I'd imagine Chapmanville will be out of that one spot after tonight.
Well, that's Chris Kidd's final analysis here tonight from Willie Acres Arena. And for Robbie Mounts and Terry Buckaloo back in the WVOW studios, I'm James Barker bidding you a good evening from Logan Memorial Fieldhouse and Willie Acres Arena. Once again, your final score, it's Logan 72, Chapmanville 61. We now join the West Virginia University Mountaineers and the TCU Horned Frogs already in progress on WVOW. We thank you for listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball right here on WVOW and Video Productions.